Something strange is happening in The Chosen Season 6. The story that fans thought they already knew is twisting into something even deeper, more emotional and more shocking. Characters we thought we could trust might no longer be the same, and the people we thought were weak may rise with unexpected strength. This is not just another season. It is a turning point that could change the way audiences see every character on screen. Whispers are already spreading online. Theories are exploding in fan groups, and leaks hint at storylines that will break hearts, test loyalties, and reveal sides of the disciples that no one saw coming. Season 6 of The Chosen is not only about retelling familiar events, it is about showing the human side of people who walked beside Jesus. For many fans, that is what makes this series so powerful. But in this season, the writers seem to be pushing those human emotions and choices further than ever before. Some of the most beloved characters are being tested in ways that might surprise everyone watching. It is not just about miracles or teachings anymore. It is about what happens when faith collides with fear, when trust collides with betrayal, and when love is tested by the heaviest sacrifices. One of the biggest shocks whispered among fans is that one of the disciples, who has always appeared loyal and steady, may begin to show cracks in their faith. This does not mean a simple doubt or hesitation. It means a moment that could shift their entire journey and make viewers question what loyalty really means. These subtle changes in the characters are powerful because they reflect real struggles that people face even today. Questions of belief, fear of loss, and the pressure of choosing the right path when the stakes are overwhelming. At the same time, another disciple, someone who often stood in the background, might rise in ways no one expected. This kind of growth is what the series thrives on, turning quiet, almost forgotten figures into some of the most important voices in the story. The transformation from silence to strength is not only shocking, but also deeply inspiring, because it reminds viewers that no one is too small to make an impact. Every follower, every believer, has a moment when their courage is tested, and in Season 6, this moment seems to arrive for more than one surprising character. The most emotional part of these changes is not just about what happens on screen, but about how audiences will react. Fans who have grown attached to certain characters may feel conflicted, even betrayed, when they see them stumble or doubt. Others will feel joy when a quiet figure finally finds their voice. These emotions are what will make Season 6 unforgettable. It is not simply about telling the same stories in a new way. It is about revealing the hidden depths of people we thought we already understood. There are also rumors that these unexpected arcs will set up even more powerful moments in Season 7. If that is true, then what happens in Season 6 is not just shocking for now, it is laying the foundation for something even bigger. Every choice, every doubt, and every step forward or backward will echo through the seasons to come. And that means what happens next is not just entertainment. It is history retold in a way that feels alive, raw, and unpredictable. Every great show has a story behind the story, and The Chosen is no exception. While Season 6 promises breathtaking drama on screen, whispers from behind the camera suggest that the real drama may be unfolding where the audience cannot see. The making of this series has always been ambitious, but as it grows in scale and in global popularity, the weight on everyone involved has only gotten heavier. Directors, writers, and actors are pushing themselves harder than ever. And with that intensity, tensions are bound to rise. Some reports hint at creative disagreements between the writers and producers. The Chosen is known for balancing biblical accuracy with emotional storytelling. But that balance is not always easy to maintain. Season 6 in particular covers moments that carry heavy expectations from fans and faith communities. Deciding how far to stretch the narrative, how much to reinterpret certain scenes, and how to make the story feel both authentic and fresh has led to heated discussions behind closed doors. Every decision can spark debate, and those debates sometimes grow louder than anyone expected. There are also rumors that scheduling has been a challenge, with actors juggling their growing careers and production teams managing multiple locations. Even the smallest delays can turn into major setbacks. Long days, back-to-back shoots, and the pressure to keep momentum have tested the patience and endurance of the cast. Tiredness alone can create conflict, and when emotions run high, even close bonds can be strained. But what makes this even more intense is that everyone on this project knows they are telling a story that millions are waiting for. That pressure is unlike anything most shows ever face. Behind the smiles in interviews, some actors are said to have struggled with the demands of their roles. The emotional weight of playing disciples, of embodying moments of betrayal, grief, or sacrifice, can take a toll on the mind and spirit. In Season 6, where the stakes of the story rise dramatically, the performers are asked to dig deeper than ever before. Some thrive under that challenge, but others have found it overwhelming. There have even been whispers of cast members stepping away temporarily, not because of lack of faith in the project, but because of the personal toll of living in such a heavy story day after day. And yet, in spite of these tensions, something remarkable happens. Out of the conflict comes authenticity. The very struggles that threaten to slow down production end up feeding into the realism of the performances. The raw emotions that spill out on set mirror the real emotions that the disciples might have faced centuries ago. This is where the line between actor and character blurs, creating scenes that feel almost too real, almost too human, to be just a performance. Season 6 may carry behind-the-scenes scars, but those scars only deepen the story being told. In a way, the conflicts among the creators reflect the conflicts within the story itself. Moments of doubt, disagreements over direction, and the heavy burden of carrying a mission that feels larger than life. For fans, knowing these struggles makes the viewing experience even more powerful. It is not just a show about faith under pressure, it is a show built through faith under pressure. Season 6 of The Chosen is walking on dangerous yet fascinating ground. The series has always been loved for its ability to breathe life into ancient stories, giving familiar moments new layers of humanity. But now, whispers suggest that Season 6 is going to surprise fans in ways they never imagined. The creators are not afraid to step into the unknown, to add depth and perspective to biblical events that most people thought could never be reimagined. And that choice is dividing fans. Some are calling it bold, others are calling it risky. But one thing is certain: it will be unforgettable. The most shocking part is how the show dares to highlight moments that the scriptures mention only briefly, or not at all. What happened in the silences of history? What emotions filled the gaps between the verses? These questions drive the heart of Season 6. Instead of only focusing on the miracles and the teachings, the story leans into the hidden moments, the conversations late at night, the private doubts no one saw, the conflicts that history never wrote down. By doing this, the creators are not changing the story. They are magnifying it, making the familiar feel brand new. There are hints that certain well-known events might unfold differently than fans expect. This does not mean the series is rewriting scripture. Instead, it means they are daring to show the events from perspectives rarely imagined. A single line in the Bible might stretch into an entire emotional scene. A passing mention of a character could become a turning point for the whole season. These choices spark debate, but they also spark wonder. What if the disciples were not just figures of faith, but real people with fragile hearts, desperate fears, and shocking flaws? One of the biggest surprises teased by insiders is that a major event may be portrayed in a way that changes how fans emotionally connect to it. We may see betrayal not as a single act of cruelty, but as the result of quiet, growing doubts. We may see forgiveness not as a quick, holy moment, but as a struggle of the heart that takes time. By pulling the curtain back on the humanity of these moments, the show dares to bring viewers face to face with the pain and beauty of choices that shaped history. For some, this approach is revolutionary. It allows modern viewers to step into the sandals of people who lived centuries ago and feel their struggles as if they were happening today. For others, it may feel unsettling. After all, when you take a story that has been told for generations and show it in a way no one expects, you risk breaking tradition. But that is exactly why Season 6 stands out. It is not afraid to make audiences uncomfortable if it means they walk away thinking deeper about what they just saw. The truth is, These biblical surprises and deviations are not meant to destroy faith, but to strengthen it. They remind viewers that faith has always been a journey filled with uncertainty, pain, and questions. The disciples were not untouchable saints. They were humans who stumbled, argued, and grew stronger through their struggles. By daring to show those hidden sides, Season 6 of The Chosen has been wrapped in secrecy. But secrets have a way of slipping out. Whispers from set insiders, cryptic posts from cast members, and even blurry behind-the-scenes photos have fueled a storm of speculation. These leaks may not tell the whole story, but together, they form a puzzle that fans are desperate to solve. The truth is, the most shocking parts of this season might already be hiding in plain sight. One of the biggest rumors centers on a mysterious new character spotted in leaked production images. The photos are grainy, the face is unclear, but the figure seems to stand close to the disciples in multiple scenes. Who is this stranger? Some believe it could be a long-anticipated biblical figure, someone whose arrival will shake the foundation of the group. Others think it might be a completely original character, introduced to add conflict, or to serve as a mirror for the doubts and fears of the disciples. The uncertainty makes the rumor even more powerful, because the smallest hint feels like a doorway to endless possibilities. Another source of speculation comes from interviews with the cast. Actors have been careful with their words, but fans have noticed subtle slips. A single phrase about betrayal, or a laugh about surprising twists, has sent online communities into a frenzy. Every word is dissected, every pause analyzed, as if the actors are leaving breadcrumbs for the audience to follow. Whether intentional or not, these hints add fuel to the fire, creating the sense that Season 6 holds secrets that even the cast can barely keep to themselves. And then there are the Easter eggs, tiny, hidden details planted throughout earlier seasons that fans are now re-examining. A line spoken in Season 3 that felt small at the time suddenly seems loaded with meaning. A glance between two characters in Season 4 is now being reinterpreted as foreshadowing. Even the background of certain scenes, props, symbols, or colors, are being studied frame by dedicated viewers who believe they are clues to what Season 6 will bring. These Easter eggs are not random. They are deliberate choices, woven into the fabric of the show to reward those who pay close attention. But perhaps the most shocking rumor of all is not about what is seen, but about what is missing. Fans have noticed that certain actors have been strangely absent from recent promotions. Could this mean their characters are stepping out of the spotlight? Or does it hint at something darker, like a shocking exit or an untimely fate? Silence, in this case, speaks louder than words. The absence itself becomes the biggest clue. Leaks, rumors, and Easter eggs do more than just excite fans. They create an atmosphere of suspense that turns the waiting game into an experience of its own. Every detail, every shadow, every whisper becomes a piece of the puzzle. And when Season 6 finally arrives, audiences will not just be watching the story unfold. They will be testing their theories, searching the screen for the secrets they already suspect are hidden there. Every season of The Chosen has carried its own weight of drama, but Season 6 feels different. It feels heavier, sharper, like a storm gathering on the horizon. The stories no longer move slowly. They push forward with urgency, as though time itself is running out. Each episode builds on the last, weaving threads of hope and fear tighter and tighter, until it feels like something is about to break. This is not just a continuation. It is the moment when everything that came before begins to collide. The tension does not come from one single storyline. It comes from all of them moving together like waves crashing at once. A disciple's quiet doubt echoes louder when paired with another's sudden burst of courage. A small betrayal feels more dangerous when placed beside an act of pure faith. These contrasts create a rhythm that keeps the audience leaning closer, unable to turn away. Season 6 does not give easy answers. It asks questions, sharp and painful ones, and it demands that both the characters and the viewers wrestle with them. The air around these stories feels charged. Fans can sense it even from the rumors and early whispers. There is the feeling that something irreversible is approaching. something that will leave both the disciples and the audience changed forever. You can almost feel it in the silence between lines, in the long stares that say more than words ever could. It is a kind of storytelling that turns anticipation into a living thing. Every scene feels like a heartbeat, faster, louder, closer to the inevitable moment when it all explodes. But the most powerful build-up is emotional, not just dramatic. The audience has walked with these characters for years now. They know their faces, their voices, their struggles. They have celebrated their victories and mourned their failures. And that makes the suspense almost unbearable. Because when you care about someone, waiting to see them tested is its own kind of torment. Viewers know that pain is coming. They just do not know who it will fall on or how hard it will strike. That uncertainty makes every second of the season feel like standing on the edge of a cliff. What makes this build-up unique is that it mirrors real life. Faith does not grow in comfort. It grows in tension, in the quiet moments before the storm breaks. The show captures that truth perfectly, stretching the silence, tightening the pressure, daring the audience to hold on as the weight of history closes in. And just when it feels unbearable, when the suspense feels too heavy to carry, Season 6 seems ready to drop the most shocking twist yet. The build-up is not just about preparing for a single revelation. It is about preparing the audience for change. When the climax arrives, it will not only shake the story, it will shake the viewers themselves. Because the truth of Season 6 is that the greatest shocks are not meant to stay on the screen. They are meant to echo in the hearts of everyone watching, long after the credits roll. All of the whispers, all of the leaks, all of the suspense has been building toward this moment. And now the greatest secret of The Chosen Season 6 finally comes into focus. It is not just another twist. It is the kind of revelation that shakes the foundation of the entire series. A moment that forces fans to see everything. Every episode, every character, every word, in a completely new light. Rumors say it centers around a character who has stood quietly in the background, a figure often overlooked, almost forgotten. But in Season 6, that silence may be shattered in the most shocking way. This character is said to step into the center of the story with a choice that no one saw coming. Not betrayal in the usual sense, not loyalty in the expected way, but something far more complicated. A decision born from fear, love, and desperation all at once. It is the kind of twist that makes viewers question what they would do in the same place. It is the kind of twist that leaves no heart untouched. But that is only part of it. The greater shock is not what happens to this character. It is how their action changes everyone else. The disciples, once united, may find themselves divided. Trust that felt unshakable may begin to fracture. And in that fracture, hidden truths rise to the surface. Secrets long buried, emotions never spoken, doubts carefully hidden. They all spill out in a wave that no one can stop. It is not a single twist, but a chain reaction that transforms the entire season into something raw, painful, and unforgettable. For many fans, this revelation will feel almost too real. It is not a clean twist, not a simple surprise that fades after the credits. It is messy, complicated, and painfully human. And that is why it is so powerful. The Chosen has never been about giving easy answers. It has always been about showing the truth of struggle, the truth of faith, the truth of being human. And in Season 6, that truth arrives like a storm no one can escape. The final secret is not about one character's fall or one character's rise. It is about the collision of choices, the ripple of decisions that spread like fire through the story. It is about the shocking reality that even those closest to the light can stumble in the dark. And it is about the hope, fragile, burning, unbreakable, that somehow, through all the pain, redemption is still possible. This twist does more than shock. It changes the game. It makes Season 6 not just another chapter, but the chapter that rewrites everything. And once audiences see it, they will never be able to look at The Chosen the same way again. Season 6 of The Chosen is not just another chapter in a long-running story. It is the season where everything changes, where secrets surface, where faith is tested, and where choices cut deeper than ever before. From the shocking new character arcs, to the hidden behind-the-scenes struggles, From the bold biblical surprises to the mysterious leaks and rumors, this season feels like a storm gathering over familiar ground. And when the final twist strikes, it will not simply be a plot point. It will be the moment that defines everything that comes after. The power of Season 6 lies in its ability to pull viewers into the unknown. It is not a story told for comfort. It is a story told to challenge, to provoke, to awaken something inside the audience. That is why fans around the world cannot stop talking. Why every rumor spreads like fire. Why every Easter egg feels like a secret waiting to be cracked open. The truth is, The Chosen has grown beyond being just a show. It has become an experience, a journey that fans are walking together, step by step, waiting for the next revelation. And yet, even after all the leaks and theories, the greatest mysteries remain locked away. The creators have kept their cards close, protecting the most powerful moments for when the audience is sitting in silence, watching the story unfold for the first time. That is when the true shock will come. Not from rumors, not from guesses, but from the raw, unfiltered power of seeing it all come alive on screen. For the viewers, the question now is simple. Are you ready? Are you prepared to see these characters pushed to their breaking points? To witness betrayals, redemptions, and choices that will echo not just through the season, but through the history of the entire series? This is the test not only for the disciples on screen, but for every fan watching at home. Because Season 6 will not leave anyone the same. Now the story waits for you. The secrets are there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be revealed. But what do you think they mean? Which rumor do you believe is true? And which twist do you fear the most? Share your thoughts, your theories, your hopes, and your fears. Because when the storm of Season 6 breaks, the only thing more powerful than the secrets on screen will be the voices of fans around the world reacting to them. The Chosen Season 6 is not just coming. It is coming with fire, with shock, with revelations that will leave you breathless. So stay alert, keep watching, and prepare yourself. Because the most shocking secrets are no longer whispers in the dark. They are about to become history before your very eyes.